Hey, good evening and welcome to the Doom City of Granitegard here on the Guardtower Presents. This is our weekly live play fantasy adventure. We stream Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and then we upload that adventure Fridays to the YouTube channel, so you can check that out very easily by visiting us at Linktr.ee, which is linktr.ee/dcog. Once again, that is linktr.ee/dcog.
Did you guys see that?
It is right here on the screen, and our wonderful moderator is probably putting that up for you as well. So definitely check that out. You can find once again the Guardtower's Twitter channel. Oh goodness gracious! Links to the Guardtower Twitch channel, as well as their YouTube, our Discord channel, and all the other Patreon and sort of things that we are doing with social media. Check everything out that has to do with the Doom City of Granitegard. Synergy, exactly, yes.
Word of the day is synergy.
If you like what we're doing, I follow on Twitch or a like and subscribe on YouTube would be fantastic. It's a little click for you. It means a whole lot to us. And speaking of liking what we're doing, if you think you've got what it takes to join us on the show, we're starting to look for people for our season 2. We have 3 different shows that we are going to be producing. So this week we will be putting up information on 4 different shows. We have 4 different shows. I wasn't sure we were announcing that one just yet. Yeah, 4 different shows that we're going to be doing. So if you think what you've got what it takes, we're going to be putting up information this week on our Discord channel on how you can begin contacting us to possibly join us within season 2 there. So yes, it was a break for 2 weeks that we had. We're very glad to be back in the studio. We're hoping that you guys have yourself a wonderful holiday season there. And so tonight we have a battle map presented by Chris Fields, as well as minis from Chris Wolfgang over at Glittering Cave Studios, and Tony Theppeson has added some additional minis for us as well. Our music is provided by Pocket Bard. If you haven't checked that out, you can head over to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. My goodness, it has been a while since I've said all this, so I'm a little bit rusty on that. Download that today.
Do it.
If you have, it's a very easy way for you to bring music to your table, also sound effects. It's a simple and easy to use program that you can do right there on your phone with one hand as you're rolling dice and trying to keep your players in line with the other. So yeah, pick that up today. And also, we suggest you guys check out theguardtower.com. It is an amazing place to pick up everything that has to do with role-playing, strategy, card games, minis, paints, that sort of thing. Also, you can find the links to their gaming communities, so you can find people that have hobbies that are similar to your own, or if you prefer to do things in person, you can head over to the Guardtower East location, which is located off of 270 in Reynoldsburg, right there on Main Street. There's a fantastic role-playing game community there, as well as model painters and the whole 9 yards. You can also head over to the West location, but very soon, the new West location where the studio is located is going to be opening up here on Nike Drive off Hilliard Rome Road. So we're very, very excited on that. They're putting on the finishing touches, so definitely come and check that out when that opens up. We think, what about?
They said they're looking to open beginning of February.
Likely beginning of February. Yeah, you know, give or take a little bit there, but it's certainly going to be worth the wait and amazing to check that out.
I think allegedly.
But you can keep updated on that by visiting theguardtower.com or their Discord channel as well for the latest developments on when the new location is going to be opening up. Pretty much wraps up everything that I had to say. Was there any bits of news that I might have missed, Roger?
No news.
No news is good news. All right, well, let's go ahead and roll our intro. When we get back, we'll jump into tonight's adventure.
All right.
We'll see you here in a few moments.
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb, and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls, daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals, with no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard. Plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the North hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, action! Hi, we're back. Sorry about that.
Energized.
Yeah, we were synergizing there. And,
Yes.
Wow. Okay, fantastic. It's nothing like professionalism in the studio here.
We are consummate professionals.
We're
Yeah,
constantly
I
something.
want to be the ketchup professional.
As we last left off, our adventurers had found themselves back within the walls of the city of Granitegard. This time, however, they were forced to venture out of the relative safety of the sewers and had to make their way across the dangerous urban environment, hoping to avoid any of the worst of the most fearsome terrors the city had to offer. The party has returned to Granitegard to locate Anna's childhood home in a bid to not only find information that her father has stored there, who he used to be the former spy master for the Eyes of the North, but also to find her lost family fortune, as she hopes to use this in a bid to free her siblings from the clutches of Maery and Ehko. Before setting foot onto the Nostrum estate, the party could tell that something was certainly amiss. A preternatural warmth had turned all the estate itself into almost a warm spring day, while the rest of the North was in the clutches of winter. While our adventurers were certainly grateful to escape the frigid cold, they even had to shed their outer warmer garments. They were certainly anxious about what was the source of this mysterious power. On the property, they discovered ominous tracks in the gravel driveway, as well as unnerving scratch marks on the front door of the estate. However, there was little they could do but to continue forward. Their senses, however, were now on high alert. To their dismay, they found that moving throughout the house was a much more difficult task than they had first thought it might be. Not only had sections of the house succumbed to the time and passage of the elements, they also found that the vines themselves that had grown up and around and through the house were working against them, actively sealing off sections of the house from them. Their journey through the manor itself did flood on with memories that she had not dared to dwell on for over a decade. A life that had been stripped away by the events that she could not control as a child. Happy times with her family had been not only torn away from her by the disaster that struck the city, but the aftermath of the event had taken years to grind dust almost everything that she had held dear. As the party entered the ballroom, they were ambushed by an enraged owlbear, as well as a creature that seemed to be made out of the living vines that were within the house itself. Fortunately, they were able to defeat these creatures, and this is where we're picking up this evening. And at this point, Skeech, you're lying on your back. Your arms and your knees are supporting the head of the mother owlbear that was separated by Damon's blades in a massive attack that he had launched, dropping from the ceiling. Blood has basically covered you. It's still warm and fresh on your body. Maery, your spirit guardians are still up and surrounding the party. The remaining methods succumb to the spirit guardians and disappear into dust. And at the same time that happens, your spirit guardians do evaporate from the party there. The vines of the ravenous garden have pulled back into the flower beds themselves. You can even see that the flowers have closed and actually retracted back in, almost if the vines themselves, no Savage Garden, the vines themselves, I heard you. The vines themselves are afraid of the party itself. And the room has grown, the entire estate itself has grown silent, save for the heavy breathing that you will have from the exertion of that heavy duty battle. Anna, what are you doing right now?
Looking at Skeech, because I think I just like, oh, do you want a hand with that? And I'm gonna come over to lift it off and set it to the side. Oh.
Thanks, guys. That synergized really well.
Each, do you you want me to clean off your clothes?
I could do it too.
Sure. I mean, do I need to rotate? You can get one side.
You and I we'll work together. It'll take just a few minutes here.
What's in my mouth?
That I cannot help with.
Oh,
Oh wait, actually, here we go.
oh god.
Here you go. Drink that. It's gonna taste like cherries.
As he taps it, it fills with this red fluid, it swirls around. You can almost see little bits of cherry floating with it.
That's just water, but it'll taste like cherries.
Exactly.
Anyway, cleaning you up.
Through prestidigitation, the two of you remove the blood and matting from him. And now his hair smells very cherry scented. What are the rest of you doing at this point? Again, you're sitting here in the ballroom itself. You have the large panoramic window that looks out across the bay. There's that strange pile of debris in the center of the room there, next to where the Mother Owlbear's body is laying. There's a set of double doors that would lead out into the main hallway that, in theory, would connect to the backside of where the stairs were that was cut off by the debris. There's also the torn down wall section that leads back over towards where the formal dining room and the kitchen and stuff like that are.
I think Vaughn is most focused on the vines and the crystals. I want to make sure that they're fully inert, make sure that there's no, like, I guess, rogue magics left, that something else could come out of this.
From the Mother Owlbear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure they were all destroyed if they weren't.
Give me an Arcana.
22.
22. Looking through the remains of the Mother Owlbear, you can see where the shattered crystals were that were embedded into the back of this creature. And they seem way too small for the method to actually fit into them, even given the good size that they were. So some strange process, some alchemic process must have been used to condense them to bring them into that. They appear to be completely inert. There doesn't appear to be anything left within the crystals themselves. There's nothing but scattered pieces lying about. As for the vines still continue to move around a bit, but most of the time anybody that comes anywhere near any of those vines, they're retracting and pulling back into the beds, almost as if they've learned that you're dangerous to stay away from you.
I'm going to collect some of those larger pieces of the crystals. Even though they're inert, I want to see if we can figure out how that was done.
All right. Put those into your bag. All right. Mary, anything that you're doing right now?
I kind of want to just like look through the stuff in a pile.
Oh, you're going over to the pile itself, the nest?
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach the pile itself, it becomes clearer and clearer as you get up to it that it is definitely a nest of some form. Inside, once you can actually step up to it and you look over the threshold of it, you see 4 bodies within there, the juvenile owlbears, but they look, while in form very similar to what the mother owlbear must have looked like. There is a lot of aberration into them. You would have to give me a nature check on that. You can give me a medicine check that'll affect the information that comes out, or you can do a nature check. Either one. Unless you can roll medicine. A 9, you're unfamiliar with these particular creatures, though, but you can definitely tell there's something seriously wrong with the offspring. They just look off. Their limbs appear to be kind of elongated, not all the same lengths between the various offspring. Their skin is almost a pale white. There don't appear to be a lot of feathers or fur on them as the mother would have had. And there were such oddities on them, but again, you're not as familiar with this as you would hope. So there's not a whole lot of information to glean from that. The nest itself, though, is a collection of wood and various vegetable matter that has been brought in, but also woven and kind of meshed in between that are a lot of the victims that have been brought in here to nourish the offspring. You can see rib cages, you can see bones that obviously must have belonged to larger humanoid creatures of some nature, and the mother owlbear has obviously been feeding her offspring.
We can see that the that the mother owlbear it's obvious that there's been some modifications.
It is impossible to miss the fact that this is not a pure creature, that something has been done to the thing. Again, you can see where the plates have been bolted onto it. And the attachment of the metal, while it is very firmly embedded in there, has not been a gentle process. The tissue around where the plates make contact with it is all enraged. It's red. There's spiderweb veins coming out from that. Again, constantly being irritated. The bolts look like they are not very kindly placed into the bone matter, so they must constantly cause agitation and pain and discomfort for this thing. The beak was replaced again by that metal jaw, and the two front paws were also replaced by mechanical versions of the claws, much sharper and nastier than the regular version that an owlbear possesses.
Skeech,
I am currently like over the owlbear head right now, taking a look. Yeah, well, what's up?
Is this the handiwork of the surgeon?
I don't know. Honestly, I never stuck around close enough to get a good look, but trying to figure out what the stuff's made of. It went through your armors pretty easily.
Ehko, I mean, obviously this isn't natural, but have you ever seen anything like this before?
Nothing even close. I think this is a small example of what we're running into. If this is what got away, that means whoever this is didn't care about it enough to even go after it.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
Well, that's a terrifying thought. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Skeet, you said you were trying to examine the metal?
Yeah, I'd like to find out if it's something that we've currently encountered before, such as like some of the elven steels that we
You
found.
recognize it immediately. It is the same material, that strange metal you found down in the crypts. I said the crypts, but the chambers. The same one that you gave to Little Tom to manufacture the armor. It is very much the same material.
Thanks, I hate it.
Can I put the paws and the beak in bag of holding to address later?
Well, physically, I'm not going to stop you, but if you want to spend some time removing them from...
I think I should ask Damon. He's pretty good at just removing things very quickly. Shouldn't take that much time.
You got a hacksaw in your pack there?
I'll just take out my dagger and just get to work.
You gotta get it dull on the bone. Wow, not my daggers.
Damon, it's a messy process. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
I have backed away at this point. I do not want to hear this.
It is prone, so you should get advantage of
That seems fair. Yeah.
I'll let you roll with advantage. It's
Oh,
not
thank
going
God,
anywhere.
because I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Tripped and stabbed me.
First roll.
or was it an accident there, Reverend?
They're on purpose.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
21.
21. You make very short, neat work of it, removing the beak and the paws. Basically, you don't really spend a whole lot of time trying to separate the major bone piece. What you do is you go up to the nearest joint and separate it from there, and then drop that into the bag. They're very heavy, obviously, because of the metal itself, and just the sheer size of it. But no, again, not as heavy as they should be for iron of that mass.
You really did that quick. How? I probably don't want to know the answer to this, but how do you practice that? You just like debone chickens in the kitchen, or never mind. I was right. I don't want to know the answer.
While all this is happening, Anna's gonna have just kind of drifted away and is going and just looking out the bay windows, and has just kind of absently like pulled the apple out of her pocket and started to eat it while looking over the grounds. Yeah.
Even though it is fully mature. It has still kind of a bland taste to it, but it is juicy and crisp. It just doesn't taste all that inviting. But since you're absentmindedly eating it, it's kind of like just eating a cucumber.
Yep.
Looking out across the bay window,
Same apple,
you
yeah.
can see the inland bay that is within the city walls of Granitegard. Basically, the massive seawall on the other side of it blocks from the exterior portion. The gates are sealed at this point. You can also again see the docks over there. There are several masts sticking up out of the water as the boats have sunk down into the bay itself, and there's not a lot of heavy detail you can pull from this distance, but again, you remember as a child watching the ships come in and out, you know that your father's business had a lot to do with the boats that would come in and out of the docks there. So there is a little bit of a touch of your childhood memory within that.
If there's a moment and Vaughn notices that Anna's looking out the window, kind of like taking in that scene, he's gonna walk over to you. It's different when we're walking through the streets. It's something else to see it all from this perspective. It's a lot to take in.
I keep thinking, I know that things have changed, but I keep expecting it to be the same.
We left with our memories and the visions that we had, and
Yeah.
even though we know what happened, I hoped as well. This is hard for me, and I can only imagine how hard it is for you.
Well, at least we're in the company of friends.
Looks over to a still like semi-bloodied Skeej.
Yeah, I'm just
Someone
David
hacking
covered
over.
in gore. Yeah.
Put it in the glitter bag. Discuss that later.
Truly good company.
Yes, I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah.
Echo, is there anything in particular that you're doing?
Echo is just kind of staring at his sword hand and kind of just looking at that. He
Wow.
seems to be a little taken aback.
And at this point again, it seems very still. You can hear the birds and stuff like that starting to pick back up again outside. Again, this is the only place within the city you've heard any of this animal life. Everything else seems to be very devoid of anything along those lines, and it's kind of a little bit comforting to see it returning to, I guess, normal at this point, but still the trauma from the battle is very fresh on your mind. Anything else you guys are doing in here?
As we're just like walking around the house, I am just kind of like, even though it's obviously in disarray, I'm just kind of marveling at like the size of
Look at the ballroom and stuff.
And yeah, like, but I'm not trying to like be obvious about it, but I'm still kind of gawking like,
Yeah, for
y'all fancy.
for you, Reverend, as you look at it, you can see where the ballroom itself connects to the conservatory, which adjoins it, and together.
Ballroom. Y'all are getting ballrooms.
Together they are quite a massive continuancy. And again, as you look back, you can see the size of the kitchen. I mean, the kitchen itself was almost as big as the house that you grew up in, back in what has now become Newtown. It is the life that you had dreamed of as a child. I can only imagine, as you look through some of those picture books that you would steal from Wyatt's house.
I was gonna say, is this house like, how does it compare to Wyatt's house? Because they live outside of the city, but they were wealthy.
It is much more opulent
Okay.
than Wyatt's house. Whereas Wyatt's house is a very good sized house.
Uh-huh.
It is definitely not given to as much grandeur as this
Okay.
location is.
So like country manor versus. Yeah.
Yes, this is very much urban opulence.
Okay. I bet this was really nice when, before all this happened.
We used to have such parties in here. I mean, seems a little silly now, but it was beautiful.
Well, I don't know,
Oh,
but I'll take your word for it.
well, yeah. I mean, it was just simple affairs, just like a couple hundred guests, and like, yeah, of course. Yes.
100?
Couple.
In your
couple
home?
hundred, just like here in the gardens, and like we would have like just any visiting dignitaries that father wanted to impress. Just simple, casual, black tie kind of events. Just your regular. Yes. Would you guys mind if we just sat here for another maybe like 45 minutes? I'm feeling like a little winded and wouldn't mind a second to kind of get my breath back.
So you guys take a short rest?
I would love that if at all possible.
While we
Yeah.
how many episodes I get to do my thing?
Yeah.
While we are taking our short rest, I will sing everyone a song.
Yeah.
A song of rest, if you will.
It's so good.
You might say. And while I'm doing this, if you are regaining hit points, you get an extra d6 on top.
Oh.
Yay!
What song are you singing, Reverend?
Oh, nice.
I know the cleric that you do.
Very few things refresh.
Bonus points if you sing.
Very few.
This is a nice house. Big old house. Got a lot of nice stuff in this house.
Subtracting 2d6.
Sorry. It's an original. I'm working on it. I gotta workshop it a little bit.
Go ahead and make one of the dice at max, a max on your hit point restoration. For that
Oh, well, I
lovely
didn't
tune.
lose any hit points.
What's that like?
What you do is you see the fighting that's happening, and you go over here.
It is an effective strategy. As you all are sitting here in the room looking about, again, there are 2 double doors that lead out of the ballroom into that main hallway again. If you look off to your left as you're facing those doors, continues into the conservatory, where there's another set of double doors that would again connect to that adjoining hallway. The wall has been torn down that would have connected to the kitchen and also to the formal dining room, which would have had doors that would have linked up to that. But again, that wall is knocked down, so you can go back the way you have come, or you have 2 different sets of double doors that you have not gone through at this point. From what your memory is of the house, the standing clock that you would be looking for should be through the double set of doors in front of you on the back side of that stairwell, next to where the scullery, the storage closet would be.
Mm-hmm. Right, well, shall we check out this clock then? It's just right through here. Hopefully no more surprises. Uninvited guests.
Can I put my ear to the door and just see if I can hear anything?
Absolutely. Using Sky with you as well, you'll be able to roll with advantage.
Fantastic. Let's see. That will be a 24.
24. So as Echo presses his ear against the door, you see Sky walk up and she presses her ear against the door as well. And the 2 of them stop and look at each other, and they both seem to be in agreement so they don't hear anything on the other side.
Clear. Clark. We're good.
Oh, great. All right. Shall we?
After you.
All right. Echo opens the door. I'll walk in through the hall. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a strength check, please.
Oh. How's a dirty 1?
Oh, we are rolling hot.
Dirty 1.
You subtracted. My bad. Okay. I thought you were saying it's dirty because it's terrible. Echo is sitting there pulling on the doors.
Oh, this one always stuck, and I'm gonna go and help him open
You're
the door.
gonna push on the doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, strength check, please.
Oh, great. Cool. Yep. I'm so ready. Okay. Uh-oh. It's fine. It's just a straight check, not a saving throw. That's
You
a.
can use athletics to that.
Oh, thank God. All right. Okay.
We're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing so good. That's a solid 13 then.
Solid 13.
Yeah.
She pushes on the door rather than pull, and the doors
on this.
the doors swing open, but there's a bit of hesitation as you do it. And as you begin to swing it out, you can feel the vines on the side of the door kind of hesitating, and then they begin retracting away, and the door swings open into the hall there. It is not very well illuminated, as you can imagine, from this side of the house. It's the back part underneath the stairs. There's that debris that has cut it off from the main part, but you can see the outline of the clock directly in front of you as you step through.
Oh, good. Well, that was a little unsettling, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't like what's going on with the plants here. They're reacting instantly to what we're doing.
Yeah, it seems weird. Yeah, as we, can anyone with, who can maybe see in the dark? Anyone wanna?
Everybody with surprise.
Oh, that would be lovely, yes.
Well, I can.
Yeah.
Do you want? Can you give me your shield for a moment?
I mean, I also have this ball of light.
Oh no, I
perfect.
mean Anna. If you give me your shield.
Oh, I don't. It's a Maery's shield, actually. It's, I don't,
you don't have-
I don't have a shield.
Well, all right. Take this bottle,
All right.
and I cast.
Yeah.
I cast a light on it by putting a piece of moss,
Which decreases its
phosphorescent
weight.
moss inside the bottle, and capping it.
Oh.
And now it's illuminating 10 feet.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's 10
Oh,
feet
thank
bright
you.
and then 10 feet dim outside of that, correct?
It's bright light in a 20-foot radius and
20
dim
foot?
light in an additional 20-foot
Okay.
radius.
I just want to make sure I had the radius on that. So from where you are right now, it illuminates the entire area in front of you, and you can see the clock that never worked right in front of you. It's very elaborate design itself. There is lots of gold filigree on it. You can see where the wood that has been engraved has definitely been done by a very professional hand. It is stained this beautiful dark cherry. 2 tiers, a glass front with a little brass handle to open it, and it stands before you. The hallway itself is basically empty. Again, you egress from here. You cannot go around the stairs because of the debris that would block you, but you can go down either side of the hallway. To your left would lead to where the servants' quarters and such would be. And then back towards the right would take you over to where it would join to lead back into where the formal dining room and ballroom would have been.
Okay. I guess holding the glowing bottle aloft, Anna walks in, and then just sort of stops in front of the clock. Does anyone remember? I know there was a riddle we were going to do. It was something about it being right or wrong. And then I'm just gonna look and see. Will you, Vaughn, Damon, would you guys help me with? Just see what's wrong. I don't know much about clocks, and it never worked. It was a stupid clock.
Well, they say even a broken clock's right twice a day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Say that about me too.
Yeah.
Vaughn pulls out his essential diary
Yeah.
and just goes back to the appropriate entry for what we learned that day.
Great.
Didn't they say something about you would know the correct time to set it to? They said that you would know what it was set at or what it was stuck at, or
Yes.
they said that.
Yes, they did. They did say that.
So, like he's like the puzzle mode.
Yeah.
There's some time that was significant. Obviously, a time of day or something else that could be put into some type of time function that was meaningful to you or your father.
Yeah. Yes. And then she's just gonna rack her brains trying to remember as sitting with her father in a study as he was training her to be the next spy master, like just going through all of that. Is there anything that rings a bell? Strikes a chord?
Rings a bell?
Yeah, clock fun, come
Well,
on.
any clock fun time right here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I would say go ahead and give me a wisdom.
Okay. Check.
Yes.
Wisdom, give it to him.
That's
out.
that's a 9.
9.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I use my me to
Oh.
her?
Oh, you wish to assist her? Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, great.
Oh,
Right,
Crash,
right,
party.
right.
Ate it, but I didn't use it.
Yeah.
Also,
I just got hungry.
my little chocolate coin.
Oh, sick. Okay, what are those? Those are
Yeah, what are they?
Yeah, I just want to eat it, so let's just go.
Okay.
Everybody's donating
Yeah,
theirs.
Okay.
snap some more.
Okay,
Just keep
sick.
throwing them. You're so wise.
Okay, so wise. Okay, that's a 15.
I think
And
that's.
then That's
3d8s that you're adding.
okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's we're at a 20 now.
20 now.
So that's with
And
that's
one
with
more?
2, and then with one more. Thank you guys. That's a 22.
Dropping like 3 chocolate coins to the back of the head.
Montage.
You can see Anna sitting there, all these like little numbers and stuff are like going through her head, and she looks really, really worried that she's not going to remember. And Skeech kind of walks up and puts his hand on her, like,
I say, when's dinner time?
It's the first piece.
and then Mary comes up, it's like, you can do this, puts her hand in, and Vaughn does the same thing. All of a sudden, each time this is happening, you feel more and more and more inspired. And something keeps popping into your brain that isn't really a time. It's a date that you've seen your father put down several times for other things that he's used, a safe that he had in his work office and things like that. And it's your birthday.
Oh, great! I enter that.
Okay, so you spend the hour, and the minutes around to basically facilitate what your birth date on that.
Okay.
And as you do so, nothing seems to happen.
Oh,
Anna, what season is your birthday in?
spring.
And then you can hear the clock start to tick. And as it does so, you can see the gears and stuff begin whirling up, and all of a sudden the clock begins to spring to life. And behind you, you hear what sounds almost like a stone or something being dropped in a puddle of water.
Oh, dear. Has anything changed with the clock itself, or?
The clock itself, no. The sound came from behind you.
I turn around. Yeah.
Slow drastically.
Yeah.
So, to either side of the double doors that you came through are 2 large standing mirrors. Something that you could look at your entire outfit from. Both of them are wide enough that actually 2 people could stand at the same time and look into that. But it is the mirror to the left side of it that has a quality that looks very different to the one on the right, almost as if it's wavering a tad bit.
I'm gonna walk up with the glowing bottle and try and reach through it.
All right. As you push your hand against the mirror itself, you could feel almost this wetness for a moment as it passes through. But it's not an uncomfortable wetness. But again, but your brain is kind of telling you it's wet, but it's not as it passes through. And your hand sinks as deep as you want to send it. On the other side, it feels very warm.
I think it worked.
I think we should go through.
All right.
Is it an ooze?
I just want to bring up a theory before we go in.
Yeah.
The whole seasonal spring thing in the winter here probably has to do with the clock, right? Being stuck,
Oh,
maybe.
that would make a lot
That
of
makes
sense.
sense.
So,
sense.
are where we're going maybe is that the winter?
It feels warm through here, though, Echo. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, just
Oh, it's got my hand. Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
you said the clock was working though.
Yeah, now it appears to be working.
Before we go through, can we just do one thing to check quickly?
Of course.
It's gonna like
Wait. Get your hand out of there.
Okay, I
Sweet.
pull my hand out.
yeah, you're half in, half out the mirror. Sure, do something. Just want to take the second and then the minutes and just like move it forward just to
You
see
can't.
it. Okay.
No, what spun very easily before, now as you push on it, it doesn't move, and you push harder and harder.
I don't push too
And
hard.
no. Again, by trying to apply a little bit more force, it does not move, bend, or flex or anything. It just continues to tick. And after 60 seconds, the time stops. The clock spins back to the original time setting that it was before Anna adjusted it. The mirror stops wavering, and it stops working.
Well, I got my answer either way. I
What
wanted to make sure it wasn't going to stop.
What happens
if you leave your arm in it when it stops?
I feel probably nothing good. We could test it out, though.
No, I'm good. Not.
Arm,
Question
obviously,
is,
yeah.
if we go in there, we only have a minute.
We can't. It may not be wise for all of us to.
Well, a minute in there might be different than out here, just based off of some books I've read.
What are you talking?
This is very
You in those books, I swear.
very confusing.
We could use the wandering eye. So, like, whoever stays out can hold the eye and see what's happening inside. Or
That's a
vice
great
versa.
idea.
Yeah.
Or counterpoint. While just run in there.
These are both very good points.
I'm just saying, if somebody wanted to not go in, you could maybe have the benefit of knowing without being there.
I feel like maybe someone to reset the clock just so we can get out just in case.
I'll stay out.
All right. Thank you.
I will give you the wandering eye. Wait, I guess I need to take it if I'm going in, though. Give it back.
Which hand is it in?
My right hand.
Not the center one?
Don't talk about that.
No, that is currently in my chest,
Oh, okay.
where it's stored like this.
Oh.
It's like a
I hate that. Man.
Self hug.
You can just pat yourself.
All right.
Good job, Echo.
So I take it you're resetting the clock again?
Yep. Yeah,
Oh.
resetting. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm gonna make sure that Damon knows my birthday. And reset the clock. All right, let's go.
Wait, it's your birthday.
Not today. Running.
And all of you step through? Do you guys all rush through, or do you just one by one step through?
I mean, quick enough that we
Kinda
get
have
through
these
within the minute
Yeah,
time
You
frame.
said 2 by 2.
I'm
You can
Right?
go 2 by 2.
first.
Sweet.
I'm not last.
All right,
Alright.
I'll go in first.
I'm assuming, yeah. So
Yep.
as you step through with the light, and whoever comes behind you also would step onto the same landing, it is definitely underground. You can tell by the change in the pressure. You can feel that it is below with this particular landing. And as you turn back, you can look and see out through the mirror out into the hallway. And you can see your friends and the rest of the party stepping through. On the platform itself on the wall, there looks to be a little dial. It looks like you can put your hand on it and rotate it. Currently, it is turned to the far left. As the last person comes through, mirror wavers for a moment and then stops shivering. Quicker than the 60 seconds prior to. And then Damon's on the other side looking at the mirror that is currently not wavering. And you all can look out and see Damon out there.
I want to try and push through the mirror. Is it solid from this side?
It's solid from this side.
What do you think this does? The dial.
What if it changes the season?
What
What?
does your third arm do?
It's just holding the eye like a camera.
Are you a new
Cam.
vlogger? Go
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back. We're in a different time dimension.
It's
stuff.
It's
Subscribe.
unboxing.
Turn it.
Unboxing, that's a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Turn
Yeah.
the lever.
Yeah, turn the lever.
I'm going to turn it 1 to the right.
It really only goes either one setting or the other. And as you do that, the mirror wavers again. And Damon, you're on the other side. You can see the mirror suddenly, without you doing anything with the clock, waver. The clock itself does not reactivate at this point.
Oh, great. I think then I'm going to stick my head through. Damon, would you like to go?
2 feet lower than that is just a tiny.
This is a Miss Scooby-Doo opportunity.
Not yet, it's not.
I think we have found a switch on the other side if you want to come on through. I know.
I'll go on through.
Yeah.
All right. You step through, and Damon, as you come through, you pick it up immediately. Looking on the ground, you can see what is definitely aged blood. There is, as you look at it, you can see it's dried, and it has been here for quite some time. There is a large gallop on the top of the stairs and looks to go down the stairs into whatever is down below.
I mean, I can't believe I lived here for so long, and I just never knew there was a cave here. Or,
It's not really a cave,
or
interestingly enough. It is, the landing that you're on is beautifully polished wood. The walls themselves are paneled, but again, it feels like it's underground.
just gonna cross out Bat Cave.
On your bingo card?
Dad was Batman.
That was that.
Maybe more like Owlman.
Yeah.
Hell, Batman.
At least he wasn't Man Bear
Man-Bear
Pig.
Pig.
Driving forward.
All right.
Man bear cave.
Great. Shall we go on then?
Yes.
All right.
Proceeding down the steps, they, again, are that wonderfully beautiful wood, but every so often there are spats of blood on the steps. It's dried. Again, it's been a long, long time. The air itself is very dry down here. It's warm, but not uncomfortable, but again, very dry, warm air. And as you reach the bottom, the room illuminates in front of you. And it looks to be a very large room itself, easily 30 by about 40 feet in length, There are any number of tables and benches and things set up down here. There are bookshelves filled with books. There is a huge crystal in the middle of this room. When I say huge, I mean this thing is easily 8 feet in height, approximately 4 feet in diameter, and it is, the closer you are to this thing, the more you can feel the heat radiating off of it itself.
Does it look like the same kind of crystal as what we saw above?
Similar to what was on the mother owlbear. And at the far side of the crystal is a desk, and sitting in the desk, reclined back, and has been dead for quite a period of time, is Anna's father. You can see an injury on his side. It looks like possibly the mother owlbear had gotten to him, and he has bandaged it up as best he could, but it has definitely bled out, and this is where he expired.
That's one mystery solved. Is there anything on the desk in front of him?
You would have to go over and examine.
All right, I'll walk over and look at the desk.
Give me an investigation, please.
I'll go with her.
Actually, I feel so overcome with emotion.
Can I go with her and
Yes.
help her look?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll with advantage on that, please.
Great. Good. Solid. Ooh, all right.
Overcome with grief.
I already
Yeah.
gave you the chocolate.
Thank you guys so much.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's a 13.
13.
So.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Looking through the desk and looking over your father, there's several things that immediately pop out. There is a journal on the desk that is open, and you may now open the scroll. It is
That
a
is
journal.
hefty scroll.
It is a journal filled with his notes.
All right.
And at the same time, you also see that he is clutching something in his left hand, clutching it to his breast when he has expired. There's a bit of a chain, and sitting on it is a charm, a cameo of your mother's face.
Oh.
And outside of that, there appear to be maps and other notations. Over the top of the desk is a very large map that looks very much like the scribblings of a madman. There are all kinds of bits of string and stuff that stretch off of this to other notations. Where he has obviously been trying to piece something together, but given the age,
Yeah.
given the age of a lot of these papers and scripts, this must have happened prior to the fall of Granitegard.
Oh, okay.
So he has obviously returned here for whatever it is. Again, you can see all kinds of writing and things like that. It would take a while to look through that. But you have your notes to look through. What are the rest of you all doing at this point?
We are in a room with a dead person, so I'm kind of, I don't really know what to do. So I'm kind of just,
6 months of the incredibly dry air has mummified the body, so it does not stink. But it is certainly very dry.
I would like to walk up to Anna. I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm
Shock.
sure. Yeah. I wasn't expecting to find him alive. But it's just a little strange. To come back to your childhood home, find out there's a cave in it, and then this. I'm gonna reach out and take the cameo, if I can.
Yes, you can remove it. Takes a little bit of manipulation to remove it respectfully, but you can certainly remove it from his hand.
All right, and I'm gonna just look at my mother's face and close it. But yes, well, so terribly sorry. I'm sure there's information here that we can use that'll be important and good. Vaughn, do you see anything?
I'm sure there's information here that we can use,
Yeah.
Anna, but we can take some
We
time.
can take time.
The
Yeah.
information will be here. We don't have to push on. This is a lot for us to stumble upon.
Yes. Well, of course. I just, there was so much that I wish I had the chance to say to him, and very little of it good. But, but that's done now.
You could still say it.
You could, or you could write it.
Maybe that would be for the best. I just hadn't seen him in years. And I was just so angry.
Even if he wasn't the parent that you would have wanted him to be, still your papa.
Yes.
It hurts.
Yes.
I wonder if reading his journal might give you answers that you're looking for, or maybe some solace.
Yes, that's an excellent idea, Mary. Perhaps it'll shed some light on the choices that I just can't seem to wrap my head around or justify. He left us. He left us. He didn't. He wasn't there, and my mother, she died because he was gone. But yes, perhaps there are answers in here that will make sense. Make this make sense.
You can sit down and look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The last set in the journal looks to be the most recent writing.
Great.
The rest of it appears to have been made over time.
Okay.
Vaughn, are you checking out the web?
Yeah, but he's waiting for an appropriate amount of time, so it's not insensitive.
Well, I'm assuming she's probably walked away
Yeah.
to read at this point.
Yeah.
There are multiple chairs and places around here to sit. There is a fireplace in this room. The fire that was in there appears to have burned out. Vaughn, if you want to give me an investigation as well.
Can I help Vaughn? Is he looking at the scrawling thing?
Absolutely. You guys can go ahead and roll that with advantage, whichever one of you wants to do the investigation.
15.
15. All right. Given Damon and you and Vaughn's just looking over everything, as you look, you see a note that talks about the head physician who runs the hospital. Seems to be highlighted. The archbishop, head of the church, is notated. And then there are sections of the map that go up into the mountains and talk about the movements of the tribes, the orcs and the gnolls in that area. That they have been driven from their ages-long grounds. Something that seems to have them on the move. Towards the docks, they have cargo being smuggled into the city by an unknown group, referencing the crystal in the room itself. There are several important agents that have gone missing, likely dead, and more going silent all the time. Who is the woman in black? Men have reported seeing her. Why has she been seen so many times by the Great Library? What is the city beneath the city? And then there's another note by the library that says, hidden chamber beneath the Great Library. Ancient knowledge that might hold the clues? Big question mark. But nestled amongst the notes and such on the desk is a large leather-bound folder. And as you open it up, what you see are nothing but children's drawings, arranged chronologically and notated by each of the children, very carefully arranged, and looks like it has been browsed through many times. And additionally, past that, you do find that there are notations about the crystal itself, wondering what is inside this strange crystal, the heat that's radiating from it, and that there was a second one, that was the reason they had found this one, that had shattered on the docks.
Although this information is obviously very important and very necessary, and the reason that we're here, finding that folio, I think, is paramount in this moment, and is just kind of going to walk over to Anna and just kind of sit it down wherever you're sitting, whether you're at the desk or next to it on the ground, and points to those of us that were helping to look through this. Anna, we found a lot of great information. I'd be more than happy to share it with you soon, but we also found this. It just like hands the folio. It looks like it was flipped through quite frequently and with great care.
Oh, goodness. And then I'll take it from you and just hold it and then set it aside. I've discovered some news in the last. I skipped to the end, you just want to find out what happens. And I'm so sorry, Maery, Ehko. It seems as if Algar and Crosselir how do you pronounce your father's name?
Crossler, yeah.
Crossler. I'm so sorry. My father writes that they gave their lives. He says that they were the bravest, most honorable warriors he's ever known. I'm so sorry.
Does it give context?
Just that they, I think it was in that battle where he was wounded. But no, he doesn't give much that I can see right here.
Kill that dragon.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know how to say this. I don't want to be insensitive, but if 3 of them, greatest warriors anyone's ever heard of, if they fell, what chance do we have?
Next to none. Our chances of failure are almost certain.
Yes.
But what choice?
There's more of us. I mean, that counts for something, right?
We have the information from their failure. That's an advantage.
It is. We also don't come with the expertise and the knowledge and the background that they had, which means that we're not going to overestimate our abilities, hopefully.
Well, we all gotta watch each other's back. I think
May-
that much is clear.
May I read that section?
Absolutely.
Would that be okay?
Yeah. And then I'll hand her the book. And with the page marked, here you go.
Yeah, Rev, can you help give me a hand with this?
I'm very much looking for something to do, so I practically run over there because I'm just very uncomfortable.
Yep.
So what do you
Just gonna
what are you doing
quietly
this speech?
shuffle over to-
I am going like to the hall that we came into this room from.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got like the little bag of holding out, and once we like round the corner, I'm just gonna kind of put it down.
It's been a couple times now that you brought up that we're going to get some pretty heavy stuff. And I think those are all really
Thanks.
good points. And really, what chance do we have? I think it's important to get perspective. That's been my whole life. So,
What do you mean?
look at me. Small, not very strong. Yet I've really only gotten this far because of you guys. And for that, I'm forever grateful. But to have the perspective of the gravity of all this stuff, right? Say we do fail, we die, right? If we don't, at least try. We're just gonna die later. This is gonna get a lot worse. It's already starting to. So
So you mean it's up to us?
it's
Are those dated?
it's really up to you to make the call. It's up to all of us, but in your own mind, I want you to think about it. You can die trying to fix the problem. You're gonna go. That's how it's gonna happen. Or you can die trying to run away from it. It's gonna get you anyway. And you bringing it up. No one's said it, but I can see it on their faces. It's just giving them more concern than I think is helping. And I know you're not doing it on purpose.
You know what, Skeet? You're right. I spent a lot of time running away and brought me right back here. So perhaps it's time to put my charm and powers of persuasion to good use.
Yeah. I think, especially right now. It's as if more bad words. Yeah. Good song, by the way.
Thank you. Well, thank you for your perspective, Skeech, but don't sell yourself short. I mean,
No, I mean, I am. But
you're really great, Skeech, is what I'm saying.
Looking in the open room.
You got yourself knighted
yeah, by a dead guy. That was weird. But
by a hero of all time. He was a ghost.
right.
I've never been knighted by a ghost.
No, like everything we're doing is kind of firsts for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to sell myself short. I'm happy to help. But we all need to be
You're part of the
with each other.
Anna needs us, and Maery and Ehko. I got a lot of dead parent experience.
Yeah, so
I'll do my best.
don't lead with that.
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay.
Thanks, Skeech.
Yeah.
Can I do a medicine check
On.
on her father? I want to know how long he's been dead.
Go ahead.
So bad.
Crispy.
Humane.
The synergy is just
24.
24.
It just fits.
As you go over and you examine the body, you can tell that he has been dead for probably about the 6-month period that your father has been missing. So, judging by the notes and things from where the journal that you had, it wasn't too long after they hit the city that he must have died. So,
Anna, could I see it?
it must have been, again, where you have your notes that left off, plus what you guys found
Last
that
couple
ambush
pages.
point. So it must have happened after he fled from the ambush point, after Paladin Crassalor and Algor bought him some time. He obviously made it here, was ambushed by the owlbear mother, was able to get into this study, bandage himself up as best he could, and then passed away through blood loss here in the chair.
I feel like I have to find his body. Like, I want to give him a proper burial. I can't just accept that he's dead without seeing it from my own eyes and just move on.
yes.
It's very
When I'm
fair.
looking through the journal, he's combing through it furiously, looking for anything that Algar would have left in here. Somehow.
There's
Desperately.
Go ahead and I would say you would need to drop an investigation on that, please.
7.
A 7. You do not detect anything within the journal itself.
On the desk, are there other items that her father has like written?
There are notes and things like that from beforehand that must have been.
Am I able to compare the handwriting of those to the ones in the journal just to make sure it's not someone that just wrote that in there and followed
Absolutely.
him down?
Ooh.
Absolutely
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, yeah.
Again, given your background, I will let you roll advantage on that.
Come
A
on.
lot of ye old
Yeah.
inside going on.
Yeah.
Seven.
With advantage?
As best you can tell, it is the same handwriting.
Synergies between the squirrels are just.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Well, it's entirely possible. Maybe he just thought he saw them. Maybe he didn't actually. Maybe they just bought him time. And he escaped before he saw them fall, and he just assumed, maybe.
It's unfortunate, but I have to agree with you, Mary. It's just interpretation. Even if it's written down, it's not explicit. We didn't see it with our own eyes.
Yes.
I am not saying we should hold on to hope unnecessarily, but I am saying that if we are to press on and continue, we may get the answers that we're looking for, whether or not we will like what we find.
I mean, giant crystal is in here, in his
Private.
place. Doesn't that make it look a little suspicious?
From what I saw, they were intercepting the crystals.
Seems like they were trying to understand why it was being brought here and what its purpose was.
Yes.
Is anybody going to go look at the crystal?
I was going to ask if I could maybe roll
All
an
right. As you guys are
Arcana.
having your conversation, Yip Yip has walked over. Vaughn, you notice Yip Yip is doing that. The first thing you see when you walk over Yip Yip is that the crystal, again, is almost ceiling to floor, but it is resting on a bag. There seems to be a leather bag beneath it that it is pinned partially to the ground.
Bags.
Would it be an Arcana check?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll let you take lead, but if you're pointing things out, I'll try to chime in and assist as best I can.
So you would roll with advantage on that, since the two of you are doing that.
I'm gonna cash in this little guy too.
Add a d8.
I kind of need that right now.
We are just
It's been a rough. It's been a rough.
You're rolling in Baldur's Gate.
Save.
21.
Obviously, you play it the way I do. So yes. All right, with the 21, as you and Vaughn, Yip Yip, odd or even?
Even.
Even. It is Vaughn that touches it as you two are investigating.
I was going
And
Oh, yeah.
as the two of you are
Lick it,
looking
yeah.
and trying to examine this thing, the closer that you've gotten to it, the more intense the heat has become, almost to the point where it almost feels like it's not burning you, but like we're opening an oven and that blast of heat is coming out.
the fervor of knowledge.
But as you reach out, Vaughn, and actually touch the crystal itself, it's not hot at all. I would like you to make a wisdom save, please.
Gladly.
You're outside of the reach of Anna currently.
Yeah, what about what?
No, you would be within the reach of Anna, so you get to make that with her bonus.
Plus 5? Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
given the dimensions of the room and where I'm imagining where you guys would be at that point, you would be within the
Can we
reach.
pass that to Will?
10.
10. Wow, you fail. Okay, so making contact with the crystal, again, the first thing is your impression is that it's not hot. As a matter of fact, it is almost cool to the touch when you place your hand on it. And as you're marveling over that, all of a sudden you see Vaughn's eyes kind of roll back, and as his head tilts up and looks up, and you are immediately overcome with this series of visions that flash into your eyes. It is a completely different place. You don't even recognize where this might be. It is a firescape, looks to be like a volcano, and you can see these fire creatures dancing and moving about and doing things. And then this need, this desire to return to this location. And then you feel pain and misery and see orcs and goblins and hobgoblins that have brought this large crystal down. There's some strange looking man, and all of a sudden there's a flash, And again, now you feel trapped, and then Vaughn returns to where you are right now. And you can feel, again, that need burnt from the crystal itself.
Don't touch.
Are you okay?
No, we shouldn't touch it.
Yeah, I figured that from how you reacted when you did. Are you okay?
I'm going to sit down on the floor next to it, pull out my book, and try to sketch down as much as I can remember of that
He
man's
just heads
face.
back into the room.
What'd you do?
He touched the crystal. Just
You did what?
I would like to use one of my divine senses to just detect good and evil again anytime Vaughn has a
On
time.
Vaughn, or
Just the room. I think
It's
it's
having another moment.
I think it's within the room.
all right.
Yeah.
So as you
Yeah.
expend that,
Yeah.
you get a variety of information from the people that are a part of your party. As far as good and evil goes,
Oh.
they all appear to have certain elements of both within them.
Excellent.
One of them seems to have a very questionable presence over his shoulder. But he's not the only one that appears to be touched by something that is not quite as good as it should be.
Okay,
And
well, why'd you look at me first?
at the same time, from the crystal, you actually get a very strong, good emotion.
Interesting.
Again, I know there are questions to be asked, but I am going to try to, before the fleeting memory leaves, I'm going to sketch down as much as I possibly can remember of specifically the face of the man that you described and the other features, the area, the logistics, to see if anybody else will recognize this location or this person.
Yip's looking over Vaughn's shoulder already.
All right, you're watching the drawings getting etched down and the details being written in.
I've got infinite ink. Let's go.
All right, yes, it's true. You did find that quill in the bottle there. So
Lots of shading happening.
Yeah.
Cross action comes later.
as go ahead and give me a Arcana check.
29.
They're fire that you saw.
The person even?
The creatures themselves are fire elementals. You recognize the various dark speakers. And as far as the man goes, he is obscured under a hood, but he has an insignia on his chest, which is an elven rune. And you've seen that before.
Please don't tell me it's in the types of runes that Algar's been leaving for Ehko.
No, it is not.
Okay, good.
But it is the same language, like that has the old script. And you saw those decorating a door way down in the chambers.
I finish scrawling that out and like get as much detail as I possibly can. Like single-mindedly focused on this, and then like rip out the pages and like spread them back around me as I'm like sitting crisscross on the ground, like look at all of you. So wow, sorry, that must have been quite alarming. Apologies.
It's not the weirdest thing you've ever done.
We'll unpack that later. I saw like a fire escape. We were in some type of volcano. There were fire elementals. There were also
Volcano?
bands of orcs. There was a hooded, a cloaked figure. I wasn't able to make out any other facial features in what I saw, and then like pushes forward the elven rune towards you first. We've seen this before. We saw this down in the chambers.
Do I know what it is?
It's Don Delasar's house symbol.
Okay, who's that?
That was Beef Jerky Man. That
Oh,
rang a bell.
wait, okay. There.
Better known as.
I figured if I said that, you guys would be right back up on that.
This
I'm just beef jerky.
Yeah.
I touched the crystal and it showed me this, but it felt as if it was begging to be taken back. It was yearning to leave here, to go back to where it's come from.
I pull up the keystone.
Okay.
Is there any kind of...
There's a new symbol lit up on the keystone. One rune.
Which one?
Which one?
Looking on that one, it appears to be the rune that would have been connected with the dragon associated with nature.
Thoughts?
Maybe
Wait,
connected
did we kill a dragon that I forgot?
Could it have been the owl? No, we checked it after that. And there wasn't anything. The weird
No, you did
nature
not.
plant
Oh.
things that were going
Not
on
after the
there.
battle. This is the first time you guys have looked at it after the
It-
battle.
Yeah.
Could have
could
been
have
that.
sworn we checked it right after the owlbear, no?
Mhm.
I don't.
I
It's
don't
the first time you
Did I
guys have
imagine
pulled it
that?
out since
Okay.
the end of that battle.
Oh, maybe it
So
was the
you-
owlbear then.
You touched it, and then a bunch of vision.
Well, either the owlbear or
Yes.
It's disorienting, isn't it?
savage garden.
Orienting.
Ravenous.
That's what that's what I recommend. Said
Take
And
back
it's
my
like
positive
very
thing about you.
intrusive.
I'm sorry for not
nature in the garden.
appreciating how that must have been for you when
I
that
don't
happened
think you
first time.
can, like, until
Until you experience it yourself.
right. I think everybody should just to
I-
really get the.
What? Yeah.
It was a bad idea.
You think we should all touch the monolith there and see what happens?
It seems
No. I'm just saying. Like, I understand how it feels to be like put somewhere against your will.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's what Versigalis did to me. With the,
What could this guy still have to do with all of this? He's the one we took the keystone from. So clearly, is this where the key goes? Is that what you saw?
or this was part of his
Jerky?
plan.
All I know is if those individuals, those entities were gathering there, that site must be important to them somehow. But, and like he has like the revelation of like seeing like there's like a lot of like weird timey-wimey stuff happening because all the things are out of order, right? We don't know exactly when that was that I just saw this.
That's true.
Mm.
May I ask who you guys are talking about? You keep mentioning name.
There was a master that we got the keystone from. He was undead, and we encountered him in the chambers early on. We defeated him, we took his shoes, his keystone, and his knife.
I have a
That was
shoes.
basically how I met these guys.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's kind of what kicked this whole thing off.
And then
You decided to throw in with the shoe thieves that you met?
Well, they threatened to kill me.
Oh, yeah, you did that.
Which, looking back on it, I believe is the only time that you've given warning, and I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome.
In terms of timeline, it was before, obviously, we got to him. So, where does that place it? It could place it in the last 6 months, last year, before that.
If he was an elf, then it's really.
a lot longer.
Did it look undead in your vision?
It was hooded, it was cloaked, it was
I believe
nigh impossible to tell.
Make
This-
a wisdom.
Okay.
The crystal, I think, has been here since before the fall of Graniteguard.
Mm.
Is it saving throw?
at least-
No, just a we could do.
You know, or can I do history instead?
It's kind of like you're recalling information.
History?
I'll let you do history, sure. We'll let you do
I'm gonna fight for that every day.
Yeah.
Gage Roger
That's my
Crabcurd.
favorite.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
17.
17. The hand that outstretched was very fleshy.
So at least before he was
We
like,
can at least say that they weren't undead at this time.
Then a long time ago.
A very long time ago.
And the only person old enough to know about that, Algar. Or, well, your mom, but
You said that there was a bunch of orcs and other things
No.
around the master. Do you think that this was you saw something that happened before the fall? And could this crystal have had something to do with it? If you think it was already here, actually, where are we?
It's your
We're
house.
in Graniteguard. How many fingers am I holding up? Can you see?
My god, he's touched the crystal.
Sorry, I just everything's spinning. I feel like I've been drinking my potion balls again.
Really old person, you know, and I think person, but
Loosely.
yeah,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I mean,
I'm
we
sure nobody really wants to talk to, but
Versigalis,
loves talking.
who loves to not tell us
Yeah,
the things we need to know.
right.
it is a good question to ask. This feels underground, but how deep underground is this?
So
No.
here,
So I think they.
actually,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can I help Skeech with the assessing rock layers?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Take my nail and
you
scrape
can
the wall a
place
little
a
bit.
mark
Yeah.
on somebody, right?
Yes.
Can
I would say for you, Skeech.
you do that, and then I
what
just
skill do
walk
you think you
through
want
here?
to use with that?
A good one. Investigation.
Yeah,
a good one.
Investigation would work on that.
Because I've spent a long time
It only
digging
lasts for a
tunnels.
minute.
That
Yeah, we
is
get
very
advantage.
true.
Yeah,
and
and I-
blowing stuff up, I would say with plus Anna there, you would definitely have advantage.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be a 22.
22. Judging by what you can experience down here, as far as whether that feels, but then you kind of peel back some of the wood to look behind it into the actual strata itself, you are at least 100 feet below the surface at this point.
Whew.
It does not appear to be anything that connects this to the upstairs.
Do you want it in meters or ballpark?
Football fields?
Ballpark.
Y'all
Like
was-
1/3 of one. About 100 feet or so. We're not like impossibly deep. We didn't hit any sort of bedrock layer or granite.
Roll credits.
To nobody's surprise, because we know if they went deep enough, then they hit the old city.
You mentioned something about fire elementals. That's new.
Sure. Things we haven't seen yet. At least.
Well, that caught my attention because something happened in that fight that I could not explain. I thought maybe my background, my control of the elements helped me with cold. That made sense to me. But fire? Something happened in that fight, and it didn't affect me. And in fact, it seemed like I harnessed it. And I didn't use it, but I felt like I could have. And that doesn't make any sense to me. And now the only person who could have told me why is gone. And so I'm just trying to throw these pieces out here and hope that someone has a better idea than I do.
And I could light you on fire if you. I don't mean like the whole thing. Like,
For science.
if your hand.
Allow me, and I walk over to the fireplace and I just stick my hand in.
Well,
Do you want to light that first?
Oh, I thought it was already lit.
yeah, like I said, the fire's burned out a long time ago. All right. So you
Maybe
Echo lights
with
the
a
fire,
finger?
and you seem to be very resistant to the flames.
I was joking.
Interesting.
Resistant or immune?
It does hurt.
Boy,
Maybe don't.
Fun at parties.
Well, this is all very confusing. I think the only way, though, is forward. We got. I know it feels dire, but we still gotta keep searching for Elgar and your father. Even if to find out what happened to them for sure, and to get more information. There's also another room in this house, at least that we haven't searched.
Yes.
Well, I assume you all got about 100, 200 rooms in a place like this.
Quite that many.
Yeah.
they're just big rooms.
Closets. If we include, yeah, that's not important right now. Yeah, so we could get back to it. If we have time, Mary, you mentioned laying your father to rest, and I was wondering if you would be so kind as to help me with mine.
Of course.
Wonderful. So,
Would you like to do that outside on the grounds?
yes, yes.
What about
Yeah.
the garden?
Oh, yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah.
That's not. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think that would be lovely. He and my mother spent a lot of time there. And I think he would like that. Yeah. So maybe we can attend to that and search the house, and we'll have a direction to proceed in. Yeah.
And what do we do with the crystal? Just leave it here? Should we just block off the mirror?
Vaughn, you get a sensation of acute desperation of wanting to be free at Ehko's suggestion.
Can I interpret what that feeling of free means? Like free me from this crystalline coil, or like free me from this room?
To be freed. That's, again, it's very different, almost alien in nature, the way this thing, whatever it is communicating with you.
Yeah, this is...
How big is this?
The crystal itself is about 8 feet tall.
8 feet.
And
How would
You say that? This may sound strange, but it's almost like it's saying that it wants... It says... I can still feel, because of this connection, it says it wants to be free. And I'm like, the entire time, slowly putting my hand back.
Well,
towards
wait
the
a minute.
crystal.
But wait.
We have a track record of Ron with voices in his head. I'm just saying.
Hold on.
You shouldn't jump to
Hold on.
conclusions.
That's why I'm doing it slow.
Do we know what Melisandus' prison is? What it looks like? What it physically is?
No.
We're...
This.
Could it... I'm not saying this is her, but... is it what?
But we know that this thing is somehow connected to the master and potentially to what made Granitegard fall.
But
I say we destroy it.
it's good.
But last time we broke crystals, stuff came
It's-
out.
It's good.
It's good. I
think something's in there.
I think, yeah, and it's good. I can tell. Don't. I
You're
know that sounds
talking,
crazy.
All I'm thinking is,
Yeah, we're just gonna do that.
essentially, should we destroy this crystal? Like over and over in my mind, for whatever like this aberrant thought is, to see if that resonates with it in like a positive way or negative way.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Getting out
Yes.
the alchemy kit.
So
No, that's
it-
fine.
You're almost
acknowledging,
feels hope when you say that, when you think about that.
again, it's like thinking to myself, you've picked the wrong person to connect with. This is going to be maybe hard to understand coming from me. I don't have necessarily the best track record, but it wants us to destroy it.
Well,
I want to pray about this first, guys.
now there's only one way to find out.
Wait,
Wild card.
may I?
I touched the crystal.
You just touched the crystal?
Yep, I did.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Okay, you get
Choose to
plus
fail.
5 if you
Good
want.
Choose to fail.
Good thing I'm very wise.
Give a plus 5 if you want it.
You do have the +5, that is true.
Yeah.
Unless you choose to fail.
Yeah.
19.
19. All right, you are not overcome with the visions, but what you feel is a pleading.
Oh, wait. Oh, the +5?
Yeah.
24.
Once again, you are not overcome by the visions, but you feel a pleading.
I thought my eyes were rolling back in my head.
Do you feel it?
How many fingers?
Still 3. It feels like it's pleading with me,
Oh,
Something's in there.
but I'm getting mixed signals. It's like pleading to be evil things might plead to, but you said
I
it's
know.
good, and I believe.
Yeah.
To clarify, you said that there were goblins involved with the capture of whatever's in here. You
Yes.
should wear a sign like a good goblin or something. Because like,
I mean,
if you let whatever is in there out and it sees me, then I don't know if it'll bite me, claw me, burn me. You know, there's a lot of me's that could happen.
First
And
of
I
all,
don't mean to
you
be selfish, but I don't want to get hurt.
well, I don't want you to get hurt either. Also, your good goblin shirt is answering a lot of questions brought up by your good goblin shirt.
Is that what this says?
oh, yes.
Well, if anyone is worried, then they can go back through the mirror.
Yeah.
But I do think we should try to at least crack the shell.
so,
Close the mirror.
Yeah.
staff at the ready now.
If it's gonna kill us, it's stuck in here with us.
All right.
That's a great
No,
idea.
again, that's bad.
It's bad for all of us.
Skeech, I don't want you to get hurt. You should not.
I don't want to be alone out there either.
Okay.
Nether goblins, I just got to become like a roving goblin warlord. You guys are being really selfish. Is all I'm saying.
Listen, it's good to have a backup plan.
That's not.
Roving Goblin
Plan
Warlord has a good ring to it.
G. Yeah.
It's a plan.
gosh.
I
want Damon to come then.
my hand starts being suffused with like
I'm gonna be out.
a thunder cloud.
May I just try? And I want to walk up to the crystal. And it's I'm a little self-conscious, but I'm gonna talk to it. You kept my father warm and company in his final moments, and I will be eternally grateful for that. So, I hope that we are interpreting this correctly. And then I'm gonna reach out, and what I'd like to do is just tap 2 fingers on it, but dump 3 smites in.
All right.
Yeah.
And then we go back from break. We'll see what happens as Anna smites the crystal.
Yeah.
We'll be here in a few moments. And welcome back. Anna, as you reach out and touch the crystal
Yeah.
and channel the 3 smites into that one focal point on the side of the crystal itself, the impact point. Impact point. Yeah, hard to say. Begins to splinter and shatter outward from where your fingers touch and ripple across one facet of the crystal, and then begins to spread around, and it disintegrates into hundreds of tiny, small pieces, falling down around the bag at your feet. And standing before you, you may lift the box now, stretching all the way to the ceiling, is this massive creature of living fire.
Oh.
The proximity to this beast should be setting you ablaze right now. Your skin should be crackling, your hair should burst. You should basically be a candle. But for whatever reason, you're not on fire. And neither are the rest of you. Nothing in the room is currently burning at this point. And as it shifts and moves its mass, you can see this, something that resembles almost like a head or a face. You could pass that around if you want to. Take a look. You hear this voice. It is this, almost like, sounds like a fire, the flames on it. And you hear,
Did you feel that?
you hear,
Thank you for freedom. The heart of the mountain is in your debt.
and at this point it fully pushes out its mass, and again it is filling a vast portion of the room here with its fiery all the flames and such licking off of it. Again, the room
I think I
itself,
heard a crackling sound from the fire.
and it looks
Sorry, that was
towards
me
you,
opening
and it
Potion.
again is sizing you up. You can see the head kind of undulating in the flames itself.
Well, hello. You're so very welcome.
Giving us a kindness. I've been trapped for so long within this crystal. Passage of time I can't even count. Shifted from one location to the next. Constantly drained. My power returns. They pull it again and again. For this, you have my undying gratitude. There'll come a time where I can repay you.
And as it reaches its arm out and reaches for your hand, you turn it up like this, and as it does so, it touches the center of your hand, and as it pulls itself away, the whole creature disappears in a big of nothing, and sitting in the center of your hand is a small burning flame.
Oh. Excellent. Great. Did you guys see that?
You don't want to put it in a bottle, because then if you close,
Magic.
well, but if you
How
close
many
it'll
fingers
snuff
am I
up the
holding up?
flame.
3.
Magic.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I close my fist and then open it again.
It's there.
Oh.
Do you
Vaughn-
just have like firepower now?
Could you describe the mountain that you saw? I do to the best of my ability. Do I recognize the mountain in its description at all?
I will let you do a history check on that. And I would say, since you're looking for something specific, go ahead and roll that with advantage.
Okay, I need to roll well. Yeah, that'll do. Natural 20.
Woo! Woo!
Nice.
As Echo began
Baby, back.
kind of dwelling back to his time at the monastery, in spending many, many, many nights and afternoons browsing through the vast collection of scrolls and journals and books, you remember something that captivated you as a child. A series of adventures by an explorer. It was a handwritten journal, an elven explorer, about a landmass that existed beyond the Temporal Islands that was supposedly the land of the fire elementals. It was a massive volcano that would never stop erupting, but yet would not destroy itself in an eruption. And supposedly it was ruled over by an elemental king.
I relay this to the party.
This might have been him.
The elemental king.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily think he was real. I thought it was more of a
Fairy tale.
analogy.
Yeah, allegory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they used to have down in Timorol Islands. I was hanging around there once, and they had some kind of festival where they lit, candles and everything like that. I wonder if it has something to do with that.
Probably. What was this elf's name?
Unfortunately, that eludes you at the moment.
Okay.
As far as you can remember
Jim
the text
Yelp.
itself. That really wasn't what concerned you so much about it, because mostly it was told from a first person, so his name was not mentioned all that terribly much.
I said to myself, Jim.
Jim the elf.
But what you definitely remember is the fact that even in those days, the Temporal Islands were very wild, and the people that lived there were very savage and cruel. You do remember from this that volcano was only one of a series of different lands supposedly out that direction where creatures that seemed to exist in an elemental form thrived.
Is there a candle on the desk by chance?
Yes, there is.
Okay, I'm gonna run over there and grab it, and run back to Anna. Light this.
This might be like a one-time use. Is it? But is the flame still in the center of my palm?
As you close it, you open it,
Yeah.
close it, you open it, the flames there every time you open it back up.
Great.
Okay, so
It'd be really funny if he back out. It's like
Oh, we're just lighting a candle. Yeah.
It does not light a candle.
Oh,
Put the
okay.
wick to it.
Great.
Rev, did you spend any time on the Timorol Isles?
I'll pop in from time to time.
What was there any kind of elemental humanoid presence
Damon,
there?
I would like you to make a an insight check on the Reverend.
Oh, whatever I say.
Yeah, on the Temporal Islands.
This is where we learn whether I've actually been there or not. I've definitely been there, right?
Yeah, unless you are a violent pirate who loves to do slavery and all kinds of other terrible, terrible things, you probably didn't. Yeah, in your time living in Dahat, you all were terrified of the pirates from the Temporal Islands. They were terrible raiders. They were privateers. They were terrible, terrible,
I'm
horrible.
rolling deception, though.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, you see, down in Timorol Islands, it's a real rough place, and
Okay, never mind.
Damon
look like he has any knowledge? I rolled a natural 19 on your insight. Oh, you rolled better?
for deception.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a 20.
Okay.
A natural 20?
Nope, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right.
Wait.
Plus 10 to deception.
Ah, you win.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Wait. Yeah. Hey, Damon, you wanna?
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
What is
For my
that?
hubris.
Gold.
What,
It's a D8 bonus.
Oh, wonderful.
Cursed for my hubris.
Oh, that's perfect. See, I had an 18 plus
Okay.
5.
Well, you see down in the Timber Islands, like I said, it's kind of a rough, tumble place. You gotta watch your back when you're there. I didn't see any fire elementals, but I heard that they had kept a minor fire elemental in a jar on the bar, and
Was it fun?
Reverend,
yeah.
this is true.
No, it's not. No.
Damon, have you been there?
Have I been there?
Nope, but you know that somebody as dandy as the Reverend would have been chewed up and spit out and sold off very quickly.
I resent that.
First of all,
You resemble them.
allegedly.
All right. Fine. I've never been to the Timor Islands. It's not a real good place to go. They don't take kindly to people in shiny suits. They don't take kindly to anyone, really. But I have been down on the Spice Coast, and they tell all kinds of tales about the Timor Islands. And let me tell you, when you tell folks that you've been to the Timor Islands, that's a real good way to start a good story, and they're very likely to buy what you're selling at the end of that story.
That part's true.
That tracks.
Makes sense.
If I hold my hand over the flame in your hand and put my hand to it, does it burn?
It does cast light, but it does not burn.
I really think you should try the bottle.
I have a thought, but I need you to trust me. This is unique territory.
All right.
And I'm just gonna take my hand and asking you to mirror,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna take it to my chest.
All right. I do it.
You ever press it to her chest?
Yeah.
Okay. She's holding it against her chest.
Oh my god.
Don't do it. Don't. First of all, don't.
Can we do this?
It's just been kind of a trying day.
Yeah.
Mine's just over to my father's corpse.
Yeah, which we haven't covered up or done. We're such good.
I like to think we did. It makes me feel better.
Because in Vaughn's mind, skipping over the avoidance of the corpse, this was like a gift. This was like a reward for someone who was brave enough to do what needed to be done. And so this was like something that I think would be instilled in the heart that is what Anna just did. And so I think this was the representation of it going within her more so than anything else.
And what are you imagining, Anna?
Just the warmth that my father wrote about on the last pages of his journal, and how glad he was that it was there.
All right.
And then I pull my hand away.
And it's not there?
Oh, it worked. Look.
Oh, it's back.
Oh.
That's mad disrespectful, boss.
All right. Your plan's done. Bottle.
Okay, I'll try and put it in a bottle.
Try to put it in the bottle.
Yeah. Just like,
I don't think they
We're just
would
gonna
like
trap
me.
it again?
I think it's really
Let it happen.
I think it's really a marker. I don't know that this is actually a literal, actual flame. Not
So
that
it's a figurative
I
flame.
think it's a figurative flame, an allegorical flame.
But then
Guys,
I can see it.
I'm assuming that you're basically trying to
Yeah.
remove the flame.
Yeah, just trying to put it in a
It
bottle.
does not go into the bottle, but what ends up happening in your
Yeah.
experimentation there is at one point you're closing your hand,
Yeah.
wishing that's not there, and when you open it up, it's no longer there.
Oh no, did I break it?
Can
Where'd
you
it
wish it to be big?
I don't think I think I have a feeling
Did
that
you
I
drop
save
it? Look under the book.
What?
Did you drop it? Look under the bookshelf there.
God.
I mean, he was pretty big.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
think anything when you when you were testing things?
No, it was just the bottle was getting a little slippery because my hands were sweaty.
Maybe it's there for you when we really, really need it.
That's the sense that I get.
Okay, then we keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe the real flame powers were the friends we made along the way.
I think they were.
And one of those friends was a fire elemental.
The king of the fire elements.
I
Wow.
don't mean to be insensitive, but I think we should at least go tell the goblins outside that we're not dead so they don't just kind of wander off.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
how far away? Oh, well, no, wait.
They're just out front.
Oh, we're 100 feet down, though.
Yeah. So the A squared. plus
I
B
think it's
squared,
too far away.
So currently,
Yeah.
With the crystal shattered, the room still retains the heat, but you can already feel a slight change in the temperature.
Oh.
There's the shattered crystals sitting on top of that leather bag. Again, is your father's body, and the notes and other items within the chamber itself.
Could I inspect the remains of the crystals at least?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like,
And the bag, okay? I'll
Yeah.
inspect the remains.
just lump them into
Let's,
the bag.
you
Hold
want
on
to
to that
do Arcana or you want to do Investigation on the day? Either one will produce different results.
Arcana, because that's my higher stat.
Go, just.
That is a 26.
26. The crystal appears to be that same material that the other crystals have been made of. As far as the soul crystals that you have run into, the soul chambers. And there doesn't appear to be anything left within it at this point. It's just a hollow, fragmented pieces. However, as you pick up the bag, it is definitely magic. It has all kinds of hidden elven runes scrolled into it about possessions, about space and time, about dispositioning.
Yeah, Yip Yip's like kind of really close, like has gone from looking at the crystals to like very deeply inspecting the bag now. And it's like, there's a lot of ancient elven runes on this.
Looks very similar to the bag that you found down in the chamber.
Take a
that
look
bag?
if you want.
Oh, I can read it.
Except that other bag did not have these other runes scrolled into it. And you
Is there anything-
Are you opening it?
Yeah,
Okay.
is there
As you
anything-
open it up, there is a black swirling hole inside of this bag.
Oh, good. You just see like her open the bag and she just goes like,
What's in the bag?
Portable hole.
What do the runes say?
What did the rune say again?
Again, it is about possessions, about displacement, and you're assuming this might be a bag of holding.
I think it's a bag of holding.
With or without glitter?
I would say, is it full of glitter?
Can I just try to reach and grab anything from inside of it?
You reach in and pull nothing back out. But you are able to reach in and retract your hand without it being covered in glitter.
Wow, no glitter.
Good.
Oh, actually, no, I apologize. I'm incorrect. You do pull something out. You pull out a ring.
Oh.
It is a small heart-shaped ring.
The dragon.
Anything special about it? Any inscriptions or anything on it? Or is it just a heart-shaped ring?
You might want to investigate that as well.
Yeah. So we got a fire mountain. We got one ring.
That is a
Orcs.
17.
It is a ring of regeneration. The wearer of this ring will regenerate 1 hit point per minute.
Glancing around. Who tends to get the most hurt in this party?
I mean, I don't want to brag, but I do get hit a lot. But
It's also Vaughn.
also Vaughn, actually, yes.
It's a different I don't get.
It's a
like
the ring.
Yeah,
Well-
just take the ring.
But wait a minute.
Yeah.
Should we give it to the person who has the least ability to get hit?
That's a great. What if we just give it to whoever's really hurt after a fight? Because it's not going to help during the fight, right?
That is fair.
Yeah.
Bag.
Yes.
This is something that would require you to attune to it. Yes.
Anna, I think
If you're
it's
storing
your
the little bag of
house.
holding away
You
already.
should probably take it.
I agree.
Okay. Well, I'll hold on to it, and then we can maybe after it would, you know.
Should we put your dad in the bag?
I.
Okay.
He's
Even
gonna
guys like tucks down between her legs when he says that her ears kind of like.
I'm gonna look
That's
around to see
probably
if there are any
reservation.
boxes, though, just
I would
because
say
we've got a
this is
tradition.
We need a box.
I'm
Yes.
very used to
coffin
carrying
set.
dead bodies at this point.
There is a large
I'll
chest in the
just carry him
corner.
out. Yip Yip's already holding the bag. She's like,
Everything in this house does belong to Anna.
That's true.
Do you want the bag too?
Oh, shoot, which means we do need to find the writ that actually says that. That's right. That's the reason we came, guys. I remember
Oh, and the money.
I will give
Yes.
you.
Where's the
70
banana stand? The money's in the banana stand.
I would have been such a terrible spy master, guys.
Well, that's why he
Since-
became a paladin.
Exactly, yeah.
This would be really useful for me and the kobolds.
Oh,
You're right, but you know what matches your outfit better? This bag.
We can't really bring back food and stuff that's covered in gold.
Oh, it's edible.
Oh, thank you.
It is.
I already said I would give you a lot of the money we collected if it's fine
This
for just
glitter is fortified with vitamins and minerals for your health and vitality.
No.
Skeech is like debating right now.
Could I?
Who would they defend?
What could I throw? What could I throw in to sweeten the pot for my good man Skeech?
I will challenge you to a contest for the bags.
oh, that sounds like perfect.
Well, you're not gonna fight though.
Right?
No.
Not to the death.
contest.
But what type of...
I think it's not fair for either of us to choose.
Okay, that's fair. But he can't choose either.
What?
Because he's going to bias it towards you.
Yeah, I know all these people.
That is fair. But I kind of do.
So,
Wow, that's like Thunderdome, but a popularity contest.
Anna picks because it's her bag.
Oh no, I'm so overcome with grief. I cannot.
We're gonna address this later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But we will
That's
address
grief.
this.
Much wow.
much tear.
It's a really good point. We should.
Can we at least save all of his notes and throw them?
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
And Deep just opens the bag for the notes and stuff.
I agree that we should collect and gather as much as we possibly can. But it's been a very long day, and this seems to be one of the safest spots that we've found in at least some time.
It is starting to cool down. If you still want to put your father to rest, I don't need to rush you, but the ground's gonna get hard.
Go and collect the rest of the goblins waiting outside, take care of your father, and
They can help dig.
maybe get a rest here
Yeah,
tonight.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Do you maybe want to look over your father and see if there's anything in pockets that you might want to keep, or
Yeah. Yes, that's a really good idea.
Do you want someone else to do it?
I just don't. I don't know that I'm gonna be very good at finding anything, but yes, no, I will. I'll go. I'm gonna go loot my dad's body.
Look at that body.
Before you put him in the
If you
Yeah.
put it in the game, the players will do it.
You just like shake. Sorry. I mean, no, this is a solid.
Hard candy.
Sorry. No, I just see these jingles.
not a pinata.
It's not. That's
And we
true.
made it to the wait. Are we the baddies?
So far fast.
Wow.
Only for doing this. It's just
So Anna begins ruffling through her father's,
gently, respectfully
patting him down.
Yeah.
Yep.
mhm.
Okay. Find some coins in his pocket, totaling 3 gold. And you find a decent quality dagger, a scabbard that goes with it, non-decorated or anything else along those lines, just a rather plain scabbard. And outside of that, not a whole lot more.
Okay, good. Great. Glad that's done. All right. Echo, you said something about a box or a bag. Great. Okay.
You put your dad in the bag. with
No, no.
I can carry him, guys.
Would you?
There's
that would
also
be-
the trunk in the room too.
There's true. There's always the trunk.
Put him in the box.
I know. We have a tradition. No, Mary, if you wouldn't mind carrying him.
We're not going to talk about that.
That's true. That never happened. Mary, if you could, I would be so grateful if you would carry him.
Yes. I'm very used to carrying dead bodies now, so I'll go ahead and take care of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Mary, you scoop up the body. Considering the condition of the body does not weigh nearly as much as you expect it to. You
Interesting.
certainly,
Mama. Yeah.
yeah, you certainly give it respect as you take it up to the mirror. You go through and out to the back garden area.
I think that's where, yeah.
Oh, as you go back, as you step out of the building itself, the air outside is now the same temperature as the rest of Granitegard at this point, and you can see snow is starting to fall in the backyard here. It's not frozen yet. It's been for a very short period of time, but it won't be long before the ground freezes and everything on the property reverts back to the rest of the city is currently. Skeech, I think you went out front to go grab the goblins. All right. As you come out, you see them hiding outside the gate where you had left them across the street. They're all packed into basically the remains of a overturned cart.
I will gesture for them to come inside.
I go with Skeech because I left Steve out by the front door. Yeah, we found a place to hide out. Why don't you come in with us? But under my breath, I'm like, but also you could go literally anywhere else. But yeah, come on with us into the place we found.
These eyes roll around super duper happy at this moment, and she kind of cozies up next to you and rubs her moist, mucusy skin upon you.
Thanks. Yeah, and I kind of like
The derpiest pet ever.
pat her head. Which I guess she's very tall, so it's like up here.
It's just us out here.
No.
And I'm gonna gesture to the 8 goblins. They're not gonna say anything. Gonna start walking past it.
She can ever speak common. She's maybe the last of her species.
Even more sad.
The last year, anyway.
We never had this conversation.
All right.
Especially
You make the comments. I'm just on board.
especially Valnas. Come on, Steve.
No one's gonna believe him either.
Steve is going with you, Reverend, but you can see she's eyeballing the goblins as you depart. Out back, you all dig a respectable grave. Takes about 30 minutes or so for you to get from here to there on that. Place some, you cover it with stones and stuff like that after you bury the body.
Yeah, near the bench where he and my mother would sit in the mornings. Yeah.
You gonna leave anything on the stone?
I think that she's gonna keep the cameo of her mother.
Are there any other photos inside, maybe?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You open the brooch back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the cameo of the mother.
I think just set the stones on top and leave the bottle with the luminescent moss on there too. Well, this isn't how I thought we would meet again, but I never thought we would. I wish I could say that we would finish what you started or make up for your failure, but I don't know that we'll be able to do any of that either. So I guess, but we'll try. We're gonna try.
Siblings.
Yeah. Oh, and we're gonna get them back, so that'll be great. Yeah. So that'll be good.
You know, Anna, if there's anything that you would like to say to your father in private, I think we could go away for a while and allow you to maybe say things that you have wanted to say or haven't had the opportunity?
Would you mind? I've talked to a lot of inanimate objects in front of you guys today, and I feel like this would be, yeah.
I'm gonna.
Are you doing?
Yeah.
You see Reverend coming in with Steve and Skeech with his entourage behind him. They're looking through the house, making comments in dark speak. I believe don't you speak that?
I do.
Yeah, they're talking about, hey, that would look nice. Oh, this place is a piece of crap. You know,
I'm sure
nice
at
decorations.
some point,
Like, and Anna, as you sit there by the stone, by the grave, you could hear the water in the bay moving. Really not a lot at this point since the snow and the cold have come in. The birds no longer singing. You don't see the squirrels and such out. It's just very quiet at this point. Again, aside from the sound of the bay lapping against the barrier there.
And she's just sitting on the bench where she has the most memories of her parents happy together. And she's holding the cameo. I never wanted to forgive you, you know, for leaving. For leaving me with them. I wish I was there when Mother died and you weren't. She asked me to be strong for them and to protect them. And then the next day they were taken. I failed so much. I wish that you hadn't left. And I know that you did it for the city and for your vision and for the kings and queens but I wish sometimes that you had just stayed and done it for us. And to read that you were imprisoned in the mines. I might have passed you every day down there and not known. Anyway, and I wish that so many things had been different. But they're not. And I'm here. And you're there. And we're gonna try. I think you'd like this group, but we're gonna try. And even now, I hope I make you proud. And then she's gonna get up and walk back to her friends.
Anna returns down into the study with the rest of you all. At this point, the goblins have kind of occupied a corner, staying a good bit away from everybody else, kind of sizing everybody up, especially Steve, who is staying by Reverend, but her eyes have not wandered at all from the goblins the entire time. And tongue keeps licking back and forth across her fishy lips. Not sure, Skeech, what are you doing at this time?
I am talking to Billy Crimble, Gene Crunch, Leather Beans Dongle. And just kind of proofing them, like, all right, so here are some ground rules about, like, human society, and just walking them through that. And anytime they're like, I don't understand, I'll be like, you don't have to, you just have to follow the rules.
Any of you that speak dark speak can hear Skeech. Well, actually, all of you can hear Skeech, but as far as understand Skeech goes, there seems to be a general agreement to what you're proposing there. Although it is a tad bit begrudging, they're not quite sure why they should be making nice with these creatures that normally are on the menu. But, you know, it is what it is. And
there's going to be a new menu. Butter.
Ooh.
Biscuits.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gravy.
Yeah.
Looks like biscuits back on the menu.
Thank
there
you.
apparently is a whole lot of interest in what this biscuits and gravy that you promise. Vaughn, what are you doing at this point in time?
I know that we had said that we had collected and gathered all of the notes and put them through. I want to. He had his system, I have mine. And I want to recategorize and reorganize all of the notes, all the information, everything that was leading up to all of this stuff. So when we find more information, it will make more sense.
Okay.
I want to better understand everything his work had been so that it can actually help us. So there's meaning to his last actions.
So you're going to spend the evening, that sort of thing? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mary, anything that you're looking to do?
I want to go talk to Ehko. How are you feeling?
I mean, I don't know. I just found out that the only person who knows who I am died in a sentence on the third to last page of a journal. It's kind of hard to take that. Be mad. Not gonna lie. I feel like he went and got himself killed, and he was setting me up to be the person that could do this, and he didn't bring me with him. And now I'm just supposed to go all the way to the most evil person the world has ever known with a question mark over everything. Like, I don't know. I thought I had some things figured out, but part of me always thought he'd still be there. So
you believe it?
Believe it? Why believe what? We saw the evidence. They were taken. They lost. These aren't the types of people to take prisoners. And if they are, they put them in crystal cages or turn them into monstrosities. The people we know, even if they're not all the way dead, are gone. They have to be.
No, I disagree. I have not seen a body yet, Ehko. And until I find a body, they're not dead. They're not dead. And, I don't want to be offensive. We just laid this man to rest, but I don't trust him. I don't trust a word he says. In this journal, there was no context of anything. Don't you think that if you were writing a journal and your two closest friends that you've been traveling with died, that you would have written a little bit more than just that? There was no even mention of what they were fighting against or how they sacrificed themselves and what? He just up and left? Your best friends sacrificed themselves and you didn't lay them to rest? You didn't... there's not enough evidence for me. I don't believe it. And we need to continue on. We need to find them.
I mean, the Spy Master is not exactly a title that gives me a lot of confidence in their honesty, but part of me is worried that it might be better to prepare now for the worst. I feel like hope has only led me to disappointment so far. Do you truly believe that they're still out there?
Yeah, I do. Something just feels off. I can't explain it. It's like maybe a gut feeling. Do you ever feel like if somebody really, really close to you was dead, that you would feel it? Like, I just don't feel it. I feel like there's something disingenuous about what I read. I can't explain it. I don't know. It doesn't feel real. And I can't. I have to see it to believe it. There has to be more.
I do think if Verzigalis, with his gift of foresight, would he really have withhold information from us if he knew that they were dead? Surely
Well, I don't trust him either.
his rationale for that was that our quest wasn't over. So maybe you're right. You have to be right because, I mean, I don't really want to have to ask twice with someone like that.
I feel like my mother died in vain. You know, like they
What do you mean?
fought Melisendez once and they lost and she's dead. And you would think that my father would do better, that he would learn something and do something differently. Or include me in some kind of knowledge. I can't believe that his death could be in vain too.
I mean, the way I see it is they were not perfect either. So it had to be us. It's going to be us. If it's not us, maybe there'll be somebody else who will take it up after us, but it's not them that's going to stop Melisendez, it's us. So maybe that's the change. Has nothing to do with your parents at all.
Even if that's the case, I feel like there's more to learn before we're ready. And I don't have the tools yet. And I am convinced that my father has tools that I need. So whether or not he's dead or alive, there's evidence somewhere and information that needs to be found.
Well, I don't think I need to be convinced to help you do that. It's, we'll have to tell the others that it's not a trail to give up on, but I think they'll resonate. It seems like a whole lot of what we've been doing is chasing the shadows of our pasts.
Yeah.
So why not us too?
Kind of feels to me like breadcrumbs to our future.
Just remembering the Darkspeak talk about biscuits. Okay. Hope then. And Echo will leave.
Yep. What are you doing this evening?
Can you come back to me, please?
Absolutely.
Because I'm still thinking.
Anything that you're doing this evening, Noah?
No. I think that settles it. He's pretty much just going to be studying the Keystone.
Okay. Damon?
Kind of just sitting by myself, sharpening my daggers.
Okay. Just minding your own business?
Yeah.
Oh. And Reverend, what about you?
Even though I am with my companion Steve, I'm feeling very alone right now because I've sort of alienated my friend in the party by, not murdering their mom, but allegedly. They had that talking speech, and recently had a follow-up on. I'm trying to figure out,
is it me?
Yeah, am I the problem? And like I said, just feeling very alone and trying to figure out what it is that I need to do. But what I'm also doing is I purposely did not go outside to the burial because of thinking about the time that we buried my father. And I open up the scroll, which is the only item that I have that has anything for any of my parents, and it's just the name of my mother on this scroll, in referencing the disguise kit and the gem. And I'm just sort of staring at her name, and that's it.
Steve senses your kind of internal struggle, and she leans over, puts one of her big, slobby, wet arms over you, and and as she does so, your symbol of the one god falls out of your breast pocket onto the ground in front of you. And it kind of spins on its axis for a moment before it finally lays flat down and shimmers for a brief second.
put it on a chain and I put it around my neck, but I tuck it in.
Tuck it in. All right. It burns. Is that what-
Apparently we decided I'm the one that's a little bit evil.
It's just a little bit.
Glancing.
It's the half cup.
Anybody putting anybody on guard tonight? Or
On the way back, could I do a couple things?
absolutely.
Great. Okay, I want to stop by my old room, my siblings' room, and grab their favorite stuffed animals for later. And then I want to swing by the wine cellar that I know where it is now, and now I'm old enough to drink, and I want to grab all a good handful of bottles. Yep.
You know, if you get a half
that
case,
duffel
you get a
bag.
discount.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. And then make my way back down, and be like, oh yeah, it's still pretty cold in here, and it's very quiet. But I thought maybe we could all share these and just lay out the liquor. And I also want to have stopped by the library and grabbed as many colorful picture books or all my favorites from when I was a kid, and just plunk them in the center where the crystal was, and just put all the wine bottles around and be like, well, I know this is really terrible, and this isn't really how my parents trained me to welcome guests to our home. Usually we hide the corpses in closets. It's a little spy master humor there. But yeah, thanks. But here, welcome. And I'm
Wow. Look at all the goblins.
I know that this is grim and dark and a little cold and maybe the end of the world, but I'm glad to be here with all of you. And here's so help yourself, wine, picture books. Yip, you might enjoy this one. This is another, it's not.
Oh, Yip's already taken
great.
5 of them.
Great, yes, this is not my particular favorite. There's a food fight on page 4 that I think you will love. Yeah, so.
It's
Drink.
a bit of a mixed blessing
Yeah.
as you go through the house and collect
Yeah.
these things. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
a lot of these stuffies and stuff have been ravaged by time, but
Yeah, naturally.
you do remember what they are. So
Yeah.
if you saw something, you could probably get a replacement for it.
Perfect.
You are able to get several picture books, but
Yeah.
when you go to where the wine cellar isn't down there
Yeah.
and open the door to the wine cellar / cheese cave,
Yeah.
it's chock full. Nothing has gotten in here. There's still cheese that has been aging for 12 years. There's
Grabbing
wine
the parm,
that has been
grabbing
kept at the
brie.
perfect temperature that's been aging for 12 years.
Yes. Great. I bring all of that out and make an impromptu cheese plate.
Is there a cheese symbol on the keystone?
If not,
If we vanquish all this cheese, we'll
The Dragon of Gouda.
Yeah, and there's probably
Industry
pat-
brand.
yeah, preserves and other things. I'll grab all of that and just try and make a little welcoming board. A little wake, yeah. Little good time. Yeah.
who all wishes to imbibe?
To what?
To what degree? There's more wine than you guys have in body weight that's available.
I personally want to have a glass or two and some cheese, but I also really want to I want to show Anna that I'm with you.
Yeah.
And all of that and supportive, and I also want to spend some time in prayer. And I would actually like to invite Reverend to pray with me if he wants.
I've been standing in the corner with a block of cheese, and a bottle of wine. Steve, you ever eat cheese before? You eat this?
And
Oh,
Steve
after
snatches it right out of your hand with a big lap of the tongue, and there's just basically drool and fish stench all over your hand currently. And Steve is just smiling at you as best it can.
Oh, you want me to pray with you?
No pressure, but I feel like I really need to commune and find some answers and guidance. If you want to join, I would.
Yeah, you go ahead, and I'll join in if spirit moves me later, but I'm doing
You feel almost a twinge on your heart.
I got she's giving me a little heartburn.
Does that?
So I'm
The
just
triple
gonna
cream.
stay over here, I think.
Am I allowed to have this?
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna be a ruler someday. I think we should. Yeah.
You've seen enough. Well deserving.
Oh boy.
Ehko takes an entire bottle
Yeah.
and goes, I will voluntarily dull my senses in honor of you and your father.
Echo, that means the world to me.
He looks nervous.
Meanwhile, Steve has grabbed one of the bottles and turns it upside down and drains the entire thing and then keeps the bottle.
Steve, how old are you?
I think in this calming of like solidarity of like whatever Steve's doing and all of us with the cheese and the wine, he like lifts up a whole bottle as well. To the family we've lost, and to the family that we have found here.
Whole bottle.
Clink.
I will explain to the goblins that this human has offered this as a bonding.
They rush right past you and begin just basically grabbing bottles and drinking as much as they can, as fast as they can.
There are 8 goblins,
Mm-hmm.
and there are 8 other people around the table. Just a thought for later. Just keep that.
We went to a goblin party one time.
We did.
It was great until it wasn't.
Yeah.
I know,
I threw up.
I guess Yip takes a glass at people's insistence, and I already rolled a con save because I was like, I wonder how this little kobold is gonna handle her alcohol. That was a
what I
nat
was wondering.
26.
You're
wait.
what?
Oh, wow.
That was a nat 26.
Wow, you're a pro, dude.
Well, yeah. Drink
So-
up.
What's age at the end of the world?
I rolled my favorite glass die.
Well, we're
And I was
100
like-
feet underground. That's like being in international waters.
Basically, Yip is able to drink the goblins and Steve under the table.
Wow. Ma'am.
Is there maybe...
Basically a cave
Yep.
with 8 drunk goblins and a drunk Urgil. That's
Hopefully that works out fine.
This is the start of one of the Reverend stories. After
No one will believe it.
Literally
I
right
will-
after people
if
were
I
like, oh
survive,
yeah,
I
Yip
will
can drink.
tell a
I'm
good
like,
story to people.
At one point during the evening, Steve was holding one of the goblins by his feet, and the other goblins are trying to break him like a pinata currently.
Is that customary?
They're not from my tribe.
We don't know her.
Is there maybe like a quiet corner
Not
spot?
in this room. I'll let you go around and up the stairs, that it's a little less, because mostly it's the goblins partying pretty hard currently.
You can't have the corner I'm pouting in.
Do you need silence? I'll go and just like stumble over and and just like a bubble actually silent in the corner. Don't talk to me. Everything's loud. I can smell everything.
and nobody can hear anything anybody else is saying.
I
Are
appreciate
you
you
okay?
so much, Echo. I'm gonna go sit in a corner and pray.
Just break the media.
Go ahead and give me a 20-sided die roll.
No, 19.
19.
Do you want me to add religion?
No, don't need to add anything to that. You sit down and begin your prayers, and when you are complete, you know there's more to come.
Is that it?
No, it is very much a
To be
very,
continued.
very much an inspirational feeling that you have, that you don't know what that actually means at this moment,
Okay, but I feel hope.
but you definitely feel hope restored.
Cool. Yay.
Uh,
Dad's not dead.
the rest of you all, it is an interesting evening, and the night passes. At this point, I'm assuming there's pretty much nobody on guard. But again, there's really no way for anything to get. Oh,
Damon does not drink at all. I'll be on guard.
Oh,
We got
okay.
Sky too.
She's been drinking.
Oh. As long as that's
You had Sky
Lapping up the
drinking.
puddles on
I
the
didn't
floor.
have Sky drinking. She chose to.
She's drawing diagrams in the
She's
dirt
her
of how she
own
gets up
woman.
there.
Yeah. Sky's an independent wolf.
Pulls out an obvious fake ID.
the goblin bartender is holding it upside down.
For the big red dog.
At some point, as the goblins are doing their thing, here's Sky up on her hind legs dancing about, tongue all lolled out, just like Steve's.
Yeah.
So Damon, basically you're witness to all kinds of things you wish you had never seen.
And yep.
And you, oh no, yeah, that's right. You're
I rolled a nat 26. Yep,
for
yep,
whatever reason, it doesn't seem to affect you at all.
Yeah, so yep just sitting next to Damon, like,
No, I'm on the
They
other
just
side of the room.
metabolize
I'm
it
far away
instantly.
from the partying. I'm not there.
Corners in this room.
Yeah.
is this normal?
Cheese wheel toss.
Yeah, Yip's gonna go more towards Damon away from the chaos of everyone being
We're doing
drunk.
bowling with the goblins. Early. 8-pin cheese wheel.
How you ate a whole wheel of brie.
Oh
I'm
boy.
just gonna go sit next to Damon and quietly do writing. Just
Yeah, so the two of you, it's an interesting evening. I'm sure you'll have stories to tell everyone that they won't remember the next morning.
this is
And
normal?
the next day comes, I like to say you all are bright and bushy-tailed and rested.
I am.
Or young.
Some of you are, but there's quite a few that are feeling it.
I never knew a cave could be so bright.
You all are fully restored in your hit points.
The wine is
Your
nice.
spell slots are returned. You had a nice long rest.
Yay.
And while the temperature has dropped in here, it is very constant and steady at about 65. It has not dropped below that because you're underground, which, given the number of people that are here in the room, it's actually probably propped up about 70 degrees or so with all the body heat and things like that and other gases. Lots of cheese. So anyways, the next morning comes, and what are you all doing?
Well, I'm bright and chipper. I'm feeling great.
What was that?
Mary, I've reconsidered hope.
Yes, reconsidered. And
I don't have any.
I think you're onto something, Echo.
I think maybe you should come pray with me next time because it was a really great experience.
Is this normal when you drink that stuff?
Yes, it's the devil's brew. Yes.
I didn't feel any of that. Good. That's good.
Beginner's luck.
I always say I feel bad for people who don't drink because when they wake up in the morning, that's the best they're going to feel all day.
It's too deep. Too early.
Feeling contemplative.
This is
So
normal.
Vaughn, doing your comparative analysis and such like that, going over the notes.
I'd like to think that I had started quite well early in the evening.
That's
And I think I wake up and have to correct some of the other holes and that I was chasing things down right. There's some serious non sequiturs in my logic around 1 a.m.
Did you leave notes for sober bond in there?
Yeah. But I also think there are some things like, my God, I never would have thought of it this way. And then I begin to explore.
Switch between languages.
Yeah.
You feel very much that before you exit the city, you should probably swing by the Great Library to see what it was that he was so obsessed with there. It pops up over and over and over again in the notes that that Anna has in the journal, and that you also found on his desk that he was never able to get in there while the city was still flush with life, and obviously was not able to make it back there when he returned.
So with that line of, if it's some place or something he wasn't able to get into even when the city was flush with life, does Vaughn know of there being like a restricted area or something that individuals wouldn't have access to?
From the notes, when the expansion happened, after that part, the librarians that were there prevented anybody from accessing that lower area.
Beautiful.
And that was what drew his attention. And that is why he wanted to get over there, because, again, the pointers seemed to be to that particular spot.
Okay. Well, I had a couple of ideas. Not all of them, and like looks over to some of like the more chaotic theories. Not all of them.
Jeez.
Right. Just there's more. But it seems like your father was very interested in finding something in the lower areas of the Great Library. He wasn't able to. They restricted access
Yes.
at a certain point.
Yes. He did talk about that in his notes. That sounds like. Do you think we should stop by?
I'd like to know what he was looking for. I'd like to see it. I'd like to think that all the things he left here for. Do you need a moment?
Just one moment. Yeah. I nodded too much. Yeah. No, that sounds like a very good idea.
Chin up.
Chin up. Mm-hmm. That sounds great. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I heard that bread is good.
Bread is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any, but
I
that
don't.
would be wise.
Yeah, we've got some, and I'm sure we packed some for this trip. I will eat some bread. Yeah, before.
You want to go to the Great
Gatorade.
Library?
Yes. I'd like to go to the library.
I will say it's not too far away.
I feel like there's a but.
I feel like there may be several.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Library.
The Great Library.
You're gonna hate this place.
You're gonna hate it so much.
Any kobold who's ever gone inside has never come back out.
It's a
And-
repository of books.
The goblins chuckle at that, by the way.
Uh-oh.
How did you know what he said?
The goblins?
Yeah.
Or...
They're chuckling.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know what he
That
said?
yip. And they're like, we speak a little bit. And dead kobolds are always funny.
It's not wrong. Yes, but
It's also not translating for you anymore if you are not to withhold information.
Well, you never asked. Hey, where's that biscuits and gravy?
It's at the top of the stairs. Why don't you follow?
Okay. And Skeech and the 8 goblins traipse up to the top of the stairs where
the goblin comes back.
and one returns.
I don't think we have beer.
Sweet.
I think we should stay out of that.
Well, the library isn't really the safest place from what I've heard.
Unfortunately, I think that's a given at this point.
Really, this whole section of the city is pretty dangerous to be in. There's the cathedral, the courthouse, the
Yes,
great
it's-
library,
It's all bad.
the zoo. A lot of the big places of the city were taken up by something. Even if I haven't seen it, I know other kobolds have warned me against going there.
Yes, everywhere in the city is dangerous. I think we understand that. There's no point in avoiding it. If your father mentioned the library and Malicendus going to the library, it seems like it's important to go to.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
All right, so we'll just pop by the library, go back, free my siblings, come back, save the world. I think we've got a clear plan.
Well,
And yeah.
My dad's on that list in there.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. Okay. Wonderful. All right.
Um,
All right. Slide that in. Yeah.
I can chart a path that tries to avoid the cathedral at least, so we're not passing by that mess. And
The giant wall of lights with floating souls.
the bishop or any of his like little I don't know what they call them.
Minions. lackeys, goons.
Ooh.
We can get some information about
Undead?
Still be an undead goon.
movements from the god.
That's true.
They
Yeah.
were just there yesterday.
Oh.
They've been walking around, so.
That's fair. We can get some information for them. And then.
I'm gonna look at the other 7.
They're standing at attention right now and he's quite afraid.
Oh, did nobody understand that? You better movements. Bad guys. When?
They look at each other like, which one? Or what, like,
And then I speed run the whole thing with them.
we haven't been here that long. And we know that going over the cathedral is bad because that's where we ran into those things that blew everybody up. Well, you don't go into the King's Wood. That's bad too.
Yep. We know it's bad. We know it's bad. But like, what's the least bad way to get from here to the library?
And they huddle up and there's some conversation.
Well, that
and
explains why I was safe there.
they're like, well, we could go to the zoo. And then,
And that's the safer route.
well, I mean, we could go right past the cathedral. That would be interesting. I'm sure. You could probably take the bishop, right?
Zoo, good. Right.
Okay, yeah. So, we'll be right behind you. Don't worry.
I'll make sure that we all get there at the same time. So I
Wait,
just like to make sure that I have an eye on all of you, just in case something attacks. I can help. So you'll all be in front.
I have a question. There was a zoo, like where they keep animals for people to look at.
Yeah. It was
Apparently.
it was amazing. Now it's probably a nightmare,
I'm
but
sure it's amazing for very different reasons.
yes.
When I was
Yeah.
a boy, I dreamed of being able to go to the zoo. I guess this isn't really what I expected, but do you think at the zoo they have pictures of the animals that used to be there?
They used to have like a ton of informational plaques, like in front of every cage with like, the picture and then the habits. I bet it's still there. Yeah.
Rev, if you want to learn about animals, I can always help. I have
Uh-huh.
a very direct and clear way of describing things.
I've become very interested in the natural world and animals, beasts specifically.
Really?
No,
Maybe
I will
this-
not be taking questions at this time.
This one god is
Like
he's doing some
how
good for you
interested.
after all.
Yes.
Good news, everybody. We should be going through the zoo.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm in.
Do we need to buy like day passes?
I don't know what that means.
Me neither. I don't know why I said that.
I've never gotten anything in my whole life.
I like chose not to do the library card earlier.
All right, well, to the zoo it is.
Just like before we go, I just remembered last night when I was like this far into my wine bottle that I do need the seal to prove that I am the heir here, and also like lots of money. Just the whole reason we came. I got a little
Don't they keep
distracted.
those at the zoo?
Don't really think so. Yeah.
Was there another set of doors? There was another whole room, a set of doors that we didn't go into yet.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, great. We should maybe just like poke our head in and see.
There was a very large trunk in this room.
Oh, great. Yeah, and let's open this trunk.
Pretty sure we almost put a body.
We almost put a body in it. Yeah,
Oh,
just
that's
for
right. Well,
old
we
time. Yeah.
looked inside if we did that.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Just to flip it open.
Why is there a goblin in here?
What are you chewing on?
Steve looks really guilty. Unfortunately, it is locked.
Oh.
Is it?
Great. Well, I guess we made it this far. Defeated by a lock. Damon. Hello.
Walk over and I'll try to lockpick it.
Just walk over to
Sleight of hand, please.
Yeah.
hit it on the side.
Yeah.
19.
19. And Damon begins working in the lock. And there they click. And this is where we're going to end our episode this week. We'll see you again next week on the Doom City of Granitegard. So please join us again Sunday evening at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you very much, and you have yourself a great night.
See you next time.
Bye.
Don't worry. Stop.